Hey there, it's Pete from Flochat. So if you're looking to enhance your chatbot's capabilities, then you're in the right place. Today, we're going to talk about a tool that can be a game changer for your chatbot's communication capabilities. And best of all, it's going to save you money. So let's dive in and explore the benefits of webhooks for your chatbot. So before we jump in feet first, let's talk about what a webhook is. So in a nutshell, a webhook is a way for your bot to communicate with other apps and services, just like a virtual handshake between your bot and the outside world. Now, why should you care about webhooks? Well, with inbound webhooks, you can send messages to your customers via any messaging application such as SMS, website chat, WhatsApp, and more. And the best part is you don't need any third-party integrations like Zapier or Make anymore, which saves you both time and money. So to help you understand how webhooks work in practice, let's consider this scenario. So imagine a website visitor books an appointment on your website or even fills out a form. The data from that booking or that form is automatically picked up by the webhook and sent to the messaging app of your choice. It's literally that easy. So to start creating your webhook, make sure that you're inside this dashboard to start off with. So we're underneath the tools bar here, and then head up to the top and select on the inbound webhooks. Okay, so once you're here, you're going to come across to create new webhook or add a new webhook. So let's go in and add a new webhook, and we're just going to give this a name. So obviously our scenario here is that we're doing like a booking confirmation. So all of our bookings from the website can come directly into here. Okay, and save. And you can go ahead and create multiple of these anyway. So this is the first starting step. So if we take a look across to the left hand side, we'll see the tabs here. So active, so you can turn it on and turn it off as you please. So once you've connected to Subflow, you're going to go ahead, or once you've completed the inbound webhook, you can go ahead and turn it on so it's ready to go. Here's the name. So if you do have a big list of them, you can identify which ones are which, go in and edit and check the logs and so on. Okay, so this is the webhook URL. So this is what you're going to be inserting into your webhook on your chosen platform, but we're going to explain that shortly anyway. Okay, here then is the run workflow. So obviously you have an inbound webhook, so then you want to send some type of message out, whether that be via website chat, SMS, WhatsApp, or wherever that you're sending it. Okay, and this is where you're going to add the subflow. Here then is the logs itself. So if there is an error or anything like that, or even successes, you can go in, click onto the logs, and it will show you all the logs, and it stores the logs there for around about 2 weeks. Okay, so once you're happy with this part then, you can come into the main edit section. Okay, so first off, you're probably looking at this and you're going to run a mile or even turn your computer off. Don't worry, okay, we're going to break it down into separate little pieces so you can understand it. And it's really, really easy. And you'll see how easy it is once I finish. Okay, so top left-hand side then is the webhook name, like we've named it. You can go ahead and edit it if you wish there. Okay, here is your webhook URL. Okay, this is what you're going to copy once we go in. Okay, so if we come down to this section here then, this is called the sample JSON payload. So once you've got information coming in, this is where you're going to see all of that data, but don't let it confuse you just yet. Okay, so let's move across to the left-hand side. So over here then we have the JSON path mapping. So basically this is how we're going to create the users. So we're just using the omni channel at the minute, but if you're using individual channels like SMS, you may see some slight differences, but it does work exactly the same. Okay, so inside the JSON path mapping then, this is how we can either look up an existing user or create a new user. So for example, that we're going to be doing a booking on the website, it's going to come ahead into here and create a user for us because we just don't exist just yet. All right, so the kind of order it goes in is like user NS. User NS basically is your chatbot contacts. Basically, it's their ID, and it's the same as a CRM contact ID too. But the main ones we're looking at here is phone number and also email. So it's either going to look up the user or create a new user based on phone number or even the email. Okay, so what we're focusing on is the booking. So we're going to be looking at putting some information in here shortly for the actual email itself. Okay, down the bottom then, this is like the JSON path. This is basically where you're going to save information that we can use later on. All right, let's get past this bit. Let me just show you how easy this is. So what we need to do is we need to start listening to the actual payload data. Up in the button there, the listen to payload data. And as you can see then, we've got the little wheel spinning around, and it's waiting for some kind of information to come in, i.e. we need to run a test to ensure that we're going to get all the data that we need inside of the JSON payload. Okay, really, it sounds confusing, but honestly, it's really not. So once you're in this section here, then you're going to see your URL. So what we're going to do is we're going to copy this. So we're using a website and funnel builder to create the booking. So we can go ahead and paste this URL into that website and funnel builder. So let's go into that builder right now. Okay, so now we're inside of the website and funnel builder. And if we come over to the funnel settings or the website settings inside of this software, okay, if we come to applications, we just add a new application and we scroll down slightly, you're going to see connect webhook. So depending on what type of software that you are using will depend on the setup of it, but it's exactly the same. So basically all we're going to do is paste in the actual webhook URL like it's given us, okay, and down here then is which event do you want to trigger. Okay, you can select all of them if you wish, so it pulls in all data, okay, and then you can filter out later on using conditions. But in this example, we're just going to use a new booking session. So when I book a session or when somebody else books a session through this website and funnel builder, then it's going to send all of that information into that webhook payload, okay, which we can use later on to send the confirmation message, SMS or whatever it may be. Okay, so I'm happy, that's all set. Now let's click on save. Okay, and let's come out. Okay, so that's ready to go. So as we know already that the chatbot is waiting for us, it's listening. So let's go ahead and let's create a test booking. Okay, so I'm going to book it for Sunday the 7th at 10:30. Okay, I'm just going to insert my name. And book appointment. Okay, cool. So now what we're going to do is we're going to head back into the chatbot and then we're going to click the little button called done. So let's go there now. Okay, so we're back here. So if I click on done now, you're going to see that the JSON payload data, okay, it's starting to fill up with all that information. And if I scroll down, it's got my name that I've just typed in, my help at flochat.ai. So it's got all the information from that booking. So what we need to do now then is we need to start marrying up this information so we can use later on, i.e. capture their email address so we can create the user, save the name, save some of the booking details that we can use in the confirmation message itself. Okay, so what you need to do is this button here where it says preview payload. We're going to select on that first. Okay, and then we're going to come down into here. All right, so like I said, is when we're creating a user then, we need to use this section here. So first off, like I said, I just want to grab the user's email, okay, from here so we can create that user. If you're using a phone number, then you can use a phone number. Okay, you can actually put both in there if you wish. Okay, so let's just scroll down the payload data or the sample data and we'll come into the contact. Obviously yours might be slightly different, but all JSON payloads are pretty much exactly the same anyway. So here then, I'm just going to select on email. And as you'll see, across the right-hand side, it's generated us a thing called a JSON path. So all we need to do is simply just copy that. And what we're going to do is we're going to paste it into this field here. Okay, just like that. Okay, so now that's created. So now let's go back to here. So I want to map this response to a custom field or a system field. All right, so I can come in here then, and we're going to select on email. So this will automatically save it then to that contact's email. Okay, so let's go ahead and click on add. And you'll see that it's added it to the bottom here. So what other types of information could we actually store from here? Okay, so you could, if you come into the very top here, you can save that inside of a JSON variable or a JSON custom field, where basically it saves all of this information so you can use it later on if you wish. But we're just going to keep it very basic for now. So we want to save the start time of the actual booking so we can use things like smart delays to send out reminders of when their booking is coming in. Okay, so the start time here, so we're just going to marry that up with the custom fields. So I'm going to put in the booking. Okay, I've already created one, which is the booking start. Okay, and again, we're just going to add. And as you can see, it's adding to the bottom. Okay, so what other information would we like to save? Okay, obviously we want to save their name. So let's go ahead and we're going to add that to the user name and add. Okay, I think that's probably all we need really from here for now. Okay, if we just scroll up the screen a little bit. Okay, obviously we're using omnichannel in here. Okay, so what we're going to do is if you have a phone number, if the phone number is valid, okay, return the bot user if matched. Otherwise, a new bot user will be created under, okay, it's going to be web or WhatsApp, depending on which one you're using. If you're using things like SMS, then just click on the web here. Okay, but for this instance, we can leave that blank. All right, so I'm happy that that is all set up, ready to go. We're capturing all the data, we're saving all the information coming through, and let's go ahead and click on save. Okay, so that's done. So let's take a look. I need to now connect my subflow. So I've already created one anyway, which we'll go into in a second. So this is my booking confirmation flow. Let's go ahead and just turn this on. Okay, so now that is literally ready to go and it will start working. All right, let's go into the flow of the confirmation. So bookings and booking confirmation flow. Okay, so this is the booking confirmation flow here. So if we come in, you'll see that, hey, this is the message that we're going to be sending out. So that's your booking now confirmed, and that will have all of their start date and time that they've actually inputted, right? We will send you a reminder before the meeting starts. And then we're just simply using a smart delay to delay this up to 10 minutes before the meeting, just to send out an email reminder to them. Okay, and obviously you can go ahead and set this up to however you want to. But if you're using things like SMS, okay, slightly different when using SMS. So if I come in and we just add a new step, and we're just going to select on the action step. Okay, so let's just drag that down. All right, so what I need to do now then is we need to go to notification, and then we're going to send an SMS notification. Edit the action. Okay, and this is where you're going to put your phone number. Okay, it should be already connected. If not, you need to go ahead and go and connect that back inside of your settings anyway. And then to whichever phone number it is. So we're going to put in the system field of phone number. And here then, this is where you can add your message and just say, that's your booking now confirmed. Okay, we're just going to put in their first name. Ignore the spelling. And here we can put in the actual booking start time. Okay, something like that. Okay, and then all you need to do then is click on save, and then that's ready to go. So that will send out your SMS, obviously connecting the starting step to that. That's specifically if you want to do SMS. Okay, you can put a condition in here if you wish. So it'll either send an email, or it will send an SMS or a message via whichever channel that you want to send it to. All right, so let's go ahead and let's just connect this back up. Let's just delete this SMS block. Okay, so now we're happy. Now let's click on publish. All right, so I want to go into the actual booking flow itself. So schedule an appointment, because everything's up and running, ready to go. So let's just live test this. Okay, so let's go ahead and preview. Okay, let's preview this in the pop-up. Okay, let's just make this slightly bigger. Okay, great. Okay, so now it's just asking me for my email. So obviously you can go ahead and create whatever type of flow that you need to. Okay, so we're just doing a simple one here. So I'm just going to put in an email of support@flochat.ai. Something simple. Okay, so here we go. So now this is going to take me to the website to create the appointment. Okay, great. Now let's just scroll down. Okay, let's create the appointment for Saturday the 6th at 11 o'clock. Okay, it's already pre-filled my data. Book appointment. Great. Now if we come back through. Okay, here we go. That's your booking now confirmed for Saturday the 6th of May, 11 o'clock. Okay, we will send you a reminder before the meeting starts. As you can see, this is where it all goes, and inside the actual confirmation. Okay, pretty simple, right? Okay, let's come out of this. What we're going to do is we're going to head back into the actual tools themselves, and then we're going to look at the logs inside of here. And as you'll see then, Pete Fennell, okay, it's a success. And we'll come down and you'll see all the information here. Okay, so if you are getting any type of errors, the first place to look is here. All right, and let's go back. Okay, so that's as simple as it gets when you're actually creating your webhooks. So whether you're a seasoned bot builder or just getting started out, webhooks can be an absolute game changer for your chatbot's communication capabilities. And with Flochat, it's straightforward and cost effective to use these inbound webhooks. And we'll see you in the next video.